Kourtney Kardashian just dropped something nobody saw coming. At her sister Khloe's popcorn launch, cameras caught a moment that tells a much bigger story. When Kourtney was handed a gin mocktail to pair with Khloe's new truffle white cheddar flavor, she casually revealed she hasn't touched alcohol in 3 years. 3 full years. The 46-year-old posted it to her Instagram stories on January 16th, writing that Khloe definitely told them about her sobriety. Fancy Friday indeed. Now, this isn't just another celebrity wellness update. This is Kourtney Kardashian, the woman we've watched party at clubs, celebrate at family events, and live her life in front of cameras for nearly 2 decades. And she made this massive lifestyle change completely under the radar. She raised her mocktail at the end of that video and said, "Cheers." Simple. Understated, but when you think about what 3 years really means, it hits different. She stopped drinking sometime around early 2023. That means she was sober through her entire pregnancy with Rocky, through her son's birth in November 2023, through all the family drama, through Travis Barker's tours. She did all of that alcohol-free and never made it a headline. The timing is actually fascinating. Her husband, Travis Barker, has been sober for over 17 years. He gave up alcohol, marijuana, and hard drugs after his near-fatal plane crash back in 2008. That crash changed everything for him. And now here's Kourtney, walking a similar path. But this story goes even deeper when you look at her family. Scott Disick, the father of her 3 oldest kids, has battled alcoholism publicly since their Keeping Up with the Kardashians days. His struggles played out on camera for years. The chaos, the interventions, the relapses, everyone watched it. And Scott recently opened up about how he talks to their son Mason about all of it. He appeared on Khloe's podcast in January 2025 and got really honest. He told Mason exactly how drinking destroyed parts of his life, how it put him in terrible situations. Mason apparently worried Scott would treat him differently because of the past, but Scott made it clear that he won't judge his son based on his own mistakes. What he did say, though, is significant. He told Mason that if he sees hereditary problems with alcohol, he'll step in. Until then, Mason gets treated like every other kid. He's allowed to make his own choices. But Scott's watching, because addiction can run in families. Scott even pointed to Kendall and Kylie Jenner as examples of a healthy relationship with alcohol. They go out, have a few drinks, have fun, and that's it. Nothing excessive. Kim doesn't drink at all, so Mason has different models to look at within his own family. Now, Kourtney shares 4 kids total. Mason is 16 now, Penelope is 13, Rain is 11, and Rocky, her son with Travis, is 2. She's raising them in a completely different environment than the party years. No alcohol in the house. Travis doesn't drink, Kourtney doesn't drink. That's the foundation these kids are growing up with. The Poosh founder built an entire wellness empire. She talks constantly about clean living, organic products, health optimization, and now we know sobriety is part of that equation. It makes sense when you think about it. Everything she promotes is about feeling your best, being present, taking care of your body. 3 years sober means she made this decision right around the time she and Travis were getting serious about having a baby together. She was 43 when she got pregnant with Rocky. Pregnancy at that age requires everything to be dialed in. No room for anything that doesn't serve your health. But here's what makes this revelation so powerful. She didn't announce it, didn't make a big declaration, didn't post a sobriety journey series. She just quietly did the work and let it come out naturally at a popcorn launch. That's such a Kourtney move, the woman who always seemed the most private in the most public family. And think about what she's witnessed in her own circle. Scott's addiction nearly destroyed him multiple times. She saw it close up, lived through it, co-parented through it. She knows exactly what alcohol can do when it becomes a problem. Maybe that played into her decision. Maybe watching Travis thrive sober for nearly 2 decades showed her another way. The Kardashians have always been open about their struggles when they choose to be. Khloe talks about fertility, Kim talks about psoriasis, Kendall talks about anxiety. But sobriety? That's a different level of vulnerability, especially when you built your brand partly on being the fun sister who was down for anything. This also puts Kourtney in a growing club of celebrities who are getting vocal about choosing sobriety. The conversation around alcohol is shifting. More people are questioning whether alcohol actually adds value to their lives or just numbs them, whether it's worth the hangovers, the regret, the health impacts. For Kourtney, the answer seems clear. 3 years in, she's still going, still choosing mocktails, still showing up fully present for her kids, her marriage, her business. And now that the world knows, it adds another layer to her story. She's not just the oldest Kardashian sister anymore. She's not just Travis Barker's wife or Scott Disick's ex. She's a woman who made a massive life change and stuck with it through pregnancy, new motherhood, family chaos, and everything else that comes with being a Kardashian, all while cameras followed her every move. The 3-year mark is significant in recovery communities. It's when sobriety stops feeling like a constant battle and starts feeling like your new normal, when the cravings fade and the benefits become undeniable. Better sleep, clearer skin, sharper mind, deeper connections, everything Kourtney already preaches about wellness. And she's doing it alongside Travis, who understands exactly what it takes. They're building a sober household together, showing their kids that you can have fun, celebrate life, and be present without needing substances to get there. That's a powerful message. So when Kourtney raised that mocktail and said cheers, she wasn't just celebrating Khloe's popcorn flavor. She was celebrating 3 years of choosing herself, 3 years of breaking patterns, 3 years of showing up differently. The question everyone's asking now is, what changed? What made her stop? Was it Travis? Was it wanting to get pregnant? Was it watching Scott struggle? Was it just hitting an age where alcohol didn't serve her anymore? We may never know the full story. Kourtney's always been selective about what she shares. But what we do know is this: the woman who seemed to have it all figured out made one more change to get even closer to the life she wanted, and she did it so quietly that most people missed it until she casually mentioned it at a family event. That's the thing about real transformation. It doesn't always come with announcements and fanfare. Sometimes it's just a decision you make in private and stick with until it becomes who you are. And 3 years later, when someone offers you a gin mocktail at your sister's popcorn party, you can smile and say cheers, knowing you've already won the battle nobody else knew you were fighting.